that some of you, I know this is the first time you've used Zoom for conferencing. Make sure there's a little line through your microphone, so that means you're muted. Otherwise, we will be able to hear you. And sometimes when you're home with your children, you know, I can hear your kids in the background or the TV going or whatever. So just make sure that you are on mute. I do like to see your faces. So if you are somewhere where you can turn on your camera, like I do like to actually see your face instead of just all these little names. It helps me to kind of connect with you guys. And then too, I can see if you're waving at me or agreeing with me, or if you're falling asleep. I know that I'm boring you to death, right? So I just like to know that everybody can see me and hear me and everything is good. So today, we are launching into the month of March. It's a big, exciting day today. We also have an Ultimate Portion Fix launch that is happening today. Was the first of two sort of phases of this launch. And we're also welcoming you guys as new coaches. So I know that some of you are here and this is your first call. So do me a really quick favor. Just in the comments below, if you can, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell me where you are from. Tell me what fitness program you're going to be doing. Tell me who is your coach, because I know that some of you, I'm not your personally sponsored coach, so I'd like to know who it is who's on the call right now. So do that really quickly. I am going to grab, I just want to make sure I have my tracking sheet, and my desk is a little disorganized because I just got home from out of town. So let me just grab that very quickly, and then we're going to get started with today's call. Where is it? Swear I just had it. All right, waiting for you guys to introduce yourselves. And put that in the comments. Maybe I don't have it here with me. Look around. Here it is. That's what I wanted. Okay. All right. We are ready. Hello there, Aubrey. And Danny's your coach. Danny's awesome. Wonderful. Kelly Hackett. Katie Ersta is my coach. Hello there, Kelly. Nice to have you on the call today. All right. Okay, so keep going. You guys can keep introducing yourselves. So here's the scoop. Today is day one, right? And even if you have been a coach for a little while, I want to just sort of say every month the clock starts at 0. Every month, everything starts over. You have a fresh start, an ability to be able to grow your business, to be able to reach your goals. And as a new coach, right, when I first started my business, I had this element of, I don't know what the heck I just got myself into, right? Do I have enough hours in the day to devote to growing this business? Can I really be successful at this? Sort of all of these things. Like, I was learning how to navigate social media. I had never used Facebook or Instagram to build a business before. I was not somebody that took a lot of selfies and posted about myself on social media. So this was all sort of like a new venture. And I know some of you are familiar with social media and you absolutely like are used to posting. But then some of you might be in the same position that I was. And I just want to say that no matter where you are at right now, wherever you're at on this spectrum of using social media, I want you to know that this is the best tool in the world, right? This is the best time to be a business owner because anybody can grow a successful business. You don't have to be Pepsi or Coca-Cola or a big name company with a huge budget spend to put out advertisements. Like, any individual can go on social media, can create a following, can create a brand regardless of your age, your demographic. It doesn't matter where you live in the United States or Canada or the UK. Like, it doesn't matter. Anybody can build a successful business. And that is like the coolest feeling in the world. And 7.5 years ago, when I started my Beachbody business, I didn't even realize the magnitude of the impact that one person could make. And I know you're just starting out, but I want you guys, before you dive in and you start taking action on what it is that you want this business to look like, I want you just to take a step back And I want you to actually get a journal. Or for me, this is one of the planners that I don't know how many of you have seen me post about this. I did a podcast episode on it last week, but it's called the Rise Up Planner. And this is what I use to track my business. And I use my business activity tracker, but it's actually embedded right within this thing. But one of the things that in the beginning of this planner that I personally really love and that I have done forever is I write down my vision. And if you don't have this, I have this planner, I want you to get out a blank sheet of paper. All right. And I want you to write at the top of this paper, my vision. Don't even wait. If you're going to buy this planner, that's fine. It's on Amazon. It's called the Rise Up Planner by Maura Kusaba. But I want you to actually say to yourself, okay, the first step in building my business is to get really crystal clear on why I am here. All right. Because I remember sitting at the kitchen table of my townhouse. My kids were 6 months and 2.5 years old. I was about 20 pounds away from my goal weight. So I was still on my fitness journey. I had done a round of insanity. I was just drinking Shakeology for the first time. And I was coming from a background where I was a director in early intervention. I left my full-time job to be a stay-at-home mom. And I didn't have an Instagram account or a blog. I had no idea. I had less than 100 friends on my Facebook page. And I sat there and I said to myself, why not me? And I started to ask myself, like, if I'm going to be successful in this business, what does success look like? Because so often, I really want you to hear me on this. So often we are sitting here saying, I'm going to be successful in this business, or this business is going to work for me. But I want you to define what success actually looks like. All right. So I want you to say to yourself, like, okay, in 3 months from now, or in a year from now, like 1 year, March 4th of 2019, close your eyes. And I don't want you to even doubt that it's possible, but I want you to say, if the sky is the limit, what do I want to accomplish? Maybe it is like, I need to make $500 a month so that we can pay our car payment every month. Or if a year from now, I do not want to be going to this 9-to-5 that is sucking my soul. Right? Or maybe next year at this time, you envision yourself having your first child. Or maybe next year at this time, you envision yourself getting ready to go on Beachbody's Success Club trip that you all can earn by helping people this year. Maybe it is selling a house that you're in right now and buying a new home that you want, right? Maybe it's sending your child to a private school. I want you to close your eyes. And for me, I write down my vision, and every single quarter of the year, I actually rewrite it again. And I tweak it and it changes. But when I was first starting out as a coach, I was very crystal clear on what I wanted. I knew that I wanted to earn that Success Club trip. And I knew that I knew how many people I wanted to help every single month. And I knew that I was going to sell 10 challenge packs every single month. Like, I knew my bare minimum was 10 challenge packs. I knew that I was going to end the year earning the trip to Disney, which was the Success Club trip. I knew that I was going to be at my goal weight, and I knew what my goal weight was. Like, my goal weight was a certain number. I wrote it down, and I even wrote the date that I was going to get there by, right? I was so crystal clear so that when I closed my eyes and I envisioned it, I could envision it. I could see kind of house I wanted to live in. I envisioned us walking through the main entrance to the Magic Kingdom. I envisioned what it'd feel like to know that my hard work was what got me there. I envisioned the Christmas presents under the Christmas tree, and me knowing that my early mornings, my late nights, my sacrifices, they paid for that, right? I envisioned putting on that outfit, that bathing suit, or that dress that I wanted to wear, and that was what I was working towards every day when I was pressing play. A vision is the most important thing that you can have when it comes to building a business, a crystal clear vision. Otherwise, you're just sort of floating around hoping that someday you're going to land upon the right success. You just need to have a vision. So every day I read that vision to myself because I want to know what direction I'm headed in. And I want you all to be just really comfortable with knowing that your vision and my vision can be different, and we both can be successful. Helen's vision and Aubrey's vision can be different, and you're both successful, right? It doesn't matter what one person's, because everybody's life and what brings them fulfillment is different. So, you know, it doesn't have to be being a top 10 coach or an elite coach, but maybe it is, all right? Maybe it is. So I want you to get really clear on that. Then when we look at that vision, that's the big picture. That's the big picture of where we're going. We sort of need to we create a visual. So on my desk right now is my visual. And I'm going to show it to you because this sits on my desk every single day, but this is my visual of where I'm going. These are all the things in my life that I want to happen now and later. And every day I look at this vision board and I know that my work is getting me one step closer to where I want to be. All right. And I know that it's not going to happen overnight. And I know that it's just like my workouts. Did you guys see my post this morning where I was like, did you go do your workout today? And then go look in the mirror and go, do I have abs yet? Right? Or then tomorrow, did you do your workout and go look in the mirror and be like, ooh, do I see a bicep yet? And nothing changes, right? But then all of a sudden, somewhere along that process, you look in the mirror and you're like, I have an ab. There's just one of those abs and they're popping out, right? Like I'm getting closer. And so the moral of that story is it's not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do consistently over time. So your ability to set this vision and set this idea of where you want to go, and then every day waking up and saying to yourself, how do I take one step closer to where I want to be, is how you're going to get there. And one day you're going to look back and you're going to go, holy cow, I just earned my invite to the Success Club trip. I just paid cash for all of our bills this month. Holy crap, the thing that I love doing the most is creating the income for me. But that doesn't happen unless you've got a direction of where you're going. So that is step one for all of you, all right? And I want you to be specific. And when you read your vision back to yourself, if you can't actually close your eyes and be in the moment and feel it, it's not crystal clear enough yet. Take some time, and you're allowed to tweak it and you're allowed to change it. And I want you to get in this habit of doing it once a quarter. Now, the second thing we want to do for ourselves is we want to actually like reverse engineer our goals. All right. So, you know, if we say to ourselves, like, my goal is to earn $500. So take a goal, whatever it might be for the month of March. What do you want to do? Now, I can give you the goal. Right? I can tell you every Beachbody coach at bare minimum should sign 3 customers up in the month of March. And that's hitting Success Club. That's like our baseline rewards program that we have to offer. And if you hit Success Club for 12 out of 12 months out of the year, or every single month, you will become a Success Club All-Star. You'll get recognition for that, but you'll also earn an invitation to our Success Club trip, which is like Punta Cana or Riviera Maya next year, right? So it's one of those trips. All right. So it's possible for you. All right. So now you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to earn that trip 3 people every month. I know that every challenge pack I sell is going to give me between $40 and $60 in commissions. So if you need to earn $500, you may need to sell more challenge packs than that, right? But that's not the only thing that gives you commissions. You know that everything in the back office is commissionable. The 3-day refresh, your Energize, your Hydrate, your Beachbody On Demand subscriptions, right? Shakeology, all of that, right? So there's lots of different ways you can earn a commission. But as a business owner, it's our job to start fundamentally understanding how to get there. And that's the training, the Coach Training University. That's your resource. That's where you go through and this is like your resource, right? Of how what is all the how-tos and how to get there. But your benchmark, let's say for the month of March, is at bare minimum 3 people. I'm not saying to stop at 3, but 3 is the minimum. And this is where I'm going to get really honest with you. If you can't hit Success Club every month, you're not actually doing the work. And that's me being really like honest with you. So that's my benchmark. If you aren't hitting Success Club, I know that you're not posting on social media. I know that you're not posting on your stories. I know that you're not inviting or following up or growing I know that you're not actually doing the work. You may be sitting in front of the computer watching 6 hours of training a day. You may be building a website, but you're not actually doing work that produces income unless like you're hitting Success Club. That's how I look at it. All right. If you want to be more successful, then you raise the bar, but that's the bar. Success Club 5 is the bar. All right. So that's where I want you guys, I want you just to sort of set it at three new customers between now and March 31st. That can be your benchmark, your bare minimum. All right. And if we know that, now we can start to say, how do I actually get there? And this is where your tracker comes in. So in the Coach Online office, in all the trainings that every one of us coaches has to offer, in the file section is the Success Club System Tracker. So if you haven't done this yet, I want you to print out one for every single week for the month of March. You can print out 52 if you want to do an entire year at a glance. But we know that like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we actually have like 5 weeks in the month of March. So maybe you want to print out 5 of these, and you're going to start today with Monday. All right, so today's Monday. And our business weeks run from Thursday until Wednesday at midnight, right? So every Thursday morning is when you get paid. Everything's always a week delayed. So what you made this week will show up next week. But everything sort of has that 1 week delay. And so our job is to use, this is our roadmap. So every single Thursday, you're going to send a picture, a screenshot of this to your coach. That's just one of the things. I want you to just say, this is my touch base with my coach. I'm going to send this to them every single week. And my goal is to always fill this out in entirety. All right. Because through this process, we learn what works, what doesn't work, and we're able to kind of make some tweaks and changes along the way. So what we're going to do today is at the top of our Success Club System Tracker, you have your why. How about that, right? This is your vision, right? Written down right there. This is your why. Every day you're going to kind of read that. You can do a shortened synopsis. Then over here on this side, it's my target market. You can write that down, but at the top of this paper, do you see I have 3 little squares, right? 3 squares. Because you're going to color in those squares when you sell those challenge packs, all right? That's your goal. If you have a bigger goal, write more squares. You can write as many squares as you want to have, but your goal is to fill in those squares with challenge packs, all right? So now we look at number 1. Oops, and then I just dropped it. All right, in section number 1, it talks about being proof that the product works. This is a given. As a Beachbody coach, as an influencer, right? As a business owner, and it's not just Beachbody, right? So if you even think about every product that you've ever purchased, you purchased that product because you saw it work for somebody else in some way, shape, or form, right? Can you guys all think of something in your mind that you've bought because somebody recommended it to you? But you bought it because you trusted that person and their testimonial, or you saw it actually work for them, physically saw. So with Beachbody, and for me too, I really had to take people on the journey. So I knew that on day 1 of my program, so today might be your day 1 of 21 Day Fix or day 1 of Ultimate Portion Fix. I want you to take your before photos if you haven't done that yet. Even if you've been a coach for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, like today, if this is the start of your business, I want you to take that before photo. All right. And so Beachbody tells you how to do them, right? We do the front, we do the side, we do the back. And I want you to wear something that is form fitting. So I don't want you to wear a big baggy t-shirt and big baggy pants. I want you to wear like a tank top and a pair of shorts that actually show your body. It can be a sports bra and shorts if you want to go that route, but it doesn't have to. I want you to know that it doesn't have to be a like bare it all kind of a thing. And then you're going to take that photo and then you're going to say to yourself, my body, my nutrition, my mindset, and my ability to then share that on social media and take people on the journey is how I'm going to actually be successful as a Beachbody coach. That's really the bottom line. So now you've got to say to yourself, okay, I'm cool with the fact that I'm going to share this on social media. Like I'm not afraid of it. It doesn't scare me because I actually know I'm going to really be able to help people by taking them on this process. So you're going to show up and you're going to do your workout every day. You're going to drink your Shakeology every single day, and you are going to follow that nutrition plan like somebody is holding your kids hostage. And if you don't follow that nutrition plan, you're never going to get your kids back. Got it? I'm actually going to pause on that for a moment because everybody does the workouts, but doesn't follow the nutrition plan because that's like the hardest thing to do, right? But if you're reading your vision back to yourself, and you're saying a year from now, I'm going to be on the beach with all my Beachbody family and my husband or my kids, or I'm going to live in this different house. The basic fundamental principle of success is being a product of the product. That's where it starts. All right. We can't skip this part of the business. So every day, workout, shake, and then nutrition's got to be in there. And then now that's the easy piece. Then the second piece, this is the work, right? This is really where the work happens. So, as a Beachbody coach, right, a lot of what we do is sharing. It is networking. It is, offering people an opportunity, a solution to their health and fitness problem. So before we can jump into this connect and invite and follow up, I want to make sure we've actually opened our doors for business. So in the next 24 hours, I want everybody to launch or relaunch their business. So I want you to say to yourself, okay, why am I a Beachbody coach? How do I see what their products and their programs have to offer people, what it's done for my life? How do I want to help others? And so now we need to kind of put this into a post-story format where we actually tell our story. So now this is where it becomes very individualized. So there's a few parts of it. There's the image that we're going to use. That's one part. That's going to be what kind of gets people to stop and read. And then there's going to be like a few sections to the actual post. The beginning part is where you're going to tell people why you're doing what you're doing, right? So number one, you're going to talk about you. So you're going to say, I have a problem, or I had a problem, right? I had 2 babies within 2.5 years. I gained 70 pounds with my pregnancies. And it is 6 months after I had my second baby boy, and I'm still carrying around 30 pounds that I can't get rid of. That's my problem. Right? And I'm very descriptive. Did you notice? Like, I actually told people how much weight I gained. I actually told people that I was still wearing maternity clothes 6 months after my son was born, right? That's pretty raw. That's kind of embarrassing. Personally, to me, that was embarrassing to share. I was like, Melanie, why can't you get it together and lose this weight, right? But I wanted to relate to other women that were thinking the same thing. Melanie, why can't you get it together, right? How many other women are like, why can't I get it together? Why can't this weight come off? I need to say that in my post, because that's what other women are thinking when they're looking in the mirror at themselves. They're beating themselves up, right? So I want to connect. I want to emotionally connect. I want to tell a part of my story. Then I want to go into maybe the part of the story that's already happening for you. So if you've been a Beachbody customer for a while, or you've done a program, or like whatever, what's been your experience, right? So if you've had an experience to date, then maybe you go into saying like, I connected with my coach, right? I connected with my mentor through social media. She connected me with a fitness program and a nutrition plan. And to be quite honest, I didn't actually think it was going to work for me. I really thought that those people that did at-home workouts were photoshopped. I think I had the preconceived notion that you had to go to a gym to get results. You had to eat, cardboard and food that didn't taste good in order to get results. Like, I actually physically said the things that I was thinking. And then I said, I was at a point where I was frustrated and I was willing to try anything. So I decided to give this a try. I committed to a 60-day program. Every day I would go to the basement. I'd take the baby monitor down to the basement. I'd put the kids down for a nap, and I would press play on my workout. And I would cardio myself to death, right? And I would say, like, for 30 minutes, I would do this high-intensity workout. And what I learned along the way was, number one, at-home fitness programs actually do work, because I'm down 11 pounds in 60 days. I also learned that 80% of your results actually does come from the foods that I eat, and I was not fueling myself with very good food, which is why I couldn't get rid of that weight after having the kids. I also learned that it is way easier to go through an emotional journey of losing weight and getting in the best shape of your life when you have other people to do it with. And that's the community that this company brings to the table, is unlike any other. And I feel very called to share what's working for me, how I'm making, my health and my fitness a priority, how I'm working it into my already busy lifestyle. And I want to inspire and uplift and teach other women how to get results too. Right? And so there's my 3 parts of the story. I've given my background. I've told a little bit about my story. I've described my journey without using Beachbody at all. I didn't say anything about Beachbody or the program I was doing or Shakeology. I described it. All right. So I described what I was doing. And then I told them what my vision was, what my mission was. My goal is to uplift and inspire and motivate you to know that you can make a change too. It was not, I'm going to sell you a product, so buy here. All right. Because immediately the wall is going to go up. So I want to connect with my audience. Your launch post is about connecting and relating to your audience. You're going to share that in as many places as you can. So if you have a Facebook page, you're going to share it on Facebook. If you have an Instagram account, you're going to share it on your Instagram account, right? You're going to write it in an email and you're going to send it to everybody that you know, and you're going to text message your closest friends and family members and let them know that you just started this business. And the reason I tell you you're going to do all of those things is because if you bought a franchise and you opened, and I'll just use Anytime Fitness because my brother-in-law owns an Anytime Fitness gym, and I'll use him as an example. So when he bought that franchise, he paid for the build out. He has to pay for insurance. He has to pay the personal trainers. He has to pay for all the equipment in the office, the marketing. He's investing like $75,000 to $100,000 in this franchise, and he has 0 customers. So you better believe he is hanging flyers. He is texting everybody he knows to come check out his gym for an open house. He's talking about why he decided to open this gym, right? He's out there. He's marketing his business because he knows if he doesn't get it in front of as many people as possible, those loans are going to come due and he's going to have to pay them, right? So I want you to think about your Beachbody business as this $75,000 to $100,000 investment, right? And I know you only invested maybe $160 or $200, but if you begin to think about this, like you just bought a franchise and you treat it that way, guys, you can make like 6-7-figure income with Beachbody. It's crazy. You can actually do that, but you have to treat it as if you've just opened a franchise, right? So you're marketing the exact same way that somebody with a physical location that invests their life savings into their business is going to build their business. All right. So if you're thinking big, that's what I want you to focus on right now. All right. So we need to get it out there. We got to get it out there to everybody. So launch post within the next 24 hours. That is essential. That is key. I shared an example of, and I'll walk you guys through it again. So I have my before and afters, right? And you're more than welcome to use mine, or if your coach is like Lindsay or Katie or whoever your coach is, I want you to, you can even, if you don't have physical results yet, you can actually use somebody else's. And you can say, hey, Jamie, I, just wanted to connect with you, or how are you doing? You may or may not know, but I've been on this fitness journey and I'm getting great results with, this 21-day program, and I love it. And I want to shout it from the rooftops, like how, that you can actually get results from home and how important nutrition is. These are my results so far. This is my coach's results so far. We run these online accountability and support groups, and I'm getting ready to launch the next one. Would you be interested in being a part of this? We can keep each other accountable. I will teach you everything that I'm learning so far through this journey. Are you interested in more information? That's a very simple invite that you can send out, and you're not overthinking it. It's just like send and go. All right. So that's what I want you guys to work on. In the next 24 hours, we need to get it out there. We need to open our doors for business, and we need to sort of reach out to people that we know that are in our closest circle. And through this process, you're going to say, okay, people want more information. So now we're going to really get into the how and what we do. All right. So does that make sense so far? Yeah. All right. And it's going to take you a little bit of time. So make sure you've got some time blocked out in your calendar, every single day to really work on these activities. And the more you practice, the better you will get. The more you practice, the more efficient, the less time it will take you to do these activities. And you'll notice you can do things a lot faster. And I always say, think about it as if it's the first day on a job. And let's say you're a barista at Starbucks. You have no idea how to use the espresso machine. You have no idea how to do foamed milk, right? And it takes you a lot of time, and you spill stuff and you make people's drinks incorrectly. But after about a week and a half, you're like moving things all around. Like, you ever watch those Starbucks baristas? Like, they're whipping stuff all around, right? They're not even thinking about it anymore. That will become your Beachbody business. You will send out invites. You will create posts. You will do your job, and it will become second nature. Not because you do it once in a while, but because you do it every day, and you create a new habit. You create a new routine for yourself. All right. So The second thing that we do in our Beachbody business is this number 2. This is important. Before I go to bed every night, I make sure that this part of my business is always checked off, right? All of the things are checked off. And you'll sometimes see me, you'll know when I've had a busy day because I'll like all of a sudden at like 11 o'clock at night, you'll see me do all of my stories like at once because I'm like, I'm not going to bed unless I check off all these stinking boxes, right? Like I will do it. I will do it all. But initiate connections and add followers. This is basic. So just a quick show of hands, how many of you actually are coming into your business with a very small social media following or a very small number of friends on your social media, right? How many of you are like, I got a small warm market? It's very tiny, right? So, and okay, good. And even if you say to yourself, I have a decent amount, that's also going to bite you in the butt too. So from day one, you are saying to yourself every single day, I am going to at least add 5 to 10 new people, 5 to 10 new people, right? And so I go through, and especially, so it depends if you're building on Facebook or Instagram, but on Instagram, I will go to and I will look at the suggested people that I'm being suggested to friend request or follow. And a lot of times it's based off of people's photos that I like. I don't follow other Beachbody coaches. I don't follow other people that sell other stuff. I'm not trying to sway somebody to quit their network marketing business and come do mine. Like that's bad form. But I am looking for people that I went to high school with, that I've gone to college with, people that are in my community that go to our church, that our kids are in the same preschools, right? I go through my husband's friend list. I go through my best friend's followers and people that she follows. And I look for people that I would genuinely want to connect with, right? When I look at their account and I look at their profile photo, I say to myself, I'd want to be friends with you. You look like a pretty cool, normal person. Follow. Like the last 3 photos, drop a comment. That's it. I don't write it down. I just do that process, right? Every day. I do it on Facebook too. If somebody pops up as a suggested friend and I see we went to the same college and they look like somebody I would want to have over for a cup of coffee, friend request. No big deal. I don't think about it. I don't overthink it. I am just trying to build the number of people that are being exposed to the content that I put out there. That's important. And I'm doing this sort of like 3 photos, leave a comment and follow them or send a friend request kind of a thing. That makes sense? Every day. You set a number. Maybe you just say to yourself, I'm going to do 5 every day this week. And if you do 5 every day and it's not that hard, up it to 10. The faster you want to grow, the more that you're going to spend your time doing. That's just what I do. The second thing on there is do a social media post that showcases the benefits of your healthy lifestyle or has a call to action. Every day, Monday through Sunday. Not every other day, not once a week, not when you feel like it, not when you're motivated, every single day. All right. And I say this because this is the area that people are like, I'm so afraid, right? I'm so afraid to put myself out there. But this is where, and I think about my story and I think about me as a person. And I love this part about my story. I'm so incredibly grateful that I did not have a social media following when I started because I built it from nothing to what it is now. But I did it on building trust. So when I look at social media, I look at my Facebook and my Instagram as my classroom. And I say to myself, if I want people to buy from me, I need to build trust, which means I need to, number 1, show that I'm a product of the product. I need to add value in the sense of like, okay, Ultimate Portion Fix is out, right? And people don't know how to eat healthy. I could go through my pantry and talk about reading nutrition labels. I could make a live video about that. I could talk about like peanut butter, good versus bad. I could go into the grocery store and pull things off the shelf and snap pictures. And I could say like, hey, the old Melanie would look at whole wheat pasta and say, put that in my cart. Where the new Melanie flips it over and is like, nope, it's not about what the packaging says. It's actually about what's in your food. That's a post right there, right? I can snap a picture. I'm trying to think of all the things I do. My personal development. I could do a book review. This is a book I'm reading right now. I'm reading this book because I struggle with confidence. So I'm reading this book and here is something I learned today that you can implement right now. And I'm telling you how I'm building my confidence because I'm actually giving you tips and then I'm sharing a book that I love. Then maybe tomorrow I get up and I'm like, I'm 3 days into the 21-day fix, right? I'm so sore, I can hardly get out of bed in the morning. Did you know that sore is an okay feeling, right? That you can push through having sore muscles. Here's ways to get rid of sore muscles, right? And so I can give people advice and tips. So, and then I can say to people at some point in those posts that I'm doing, hey, if this speaks to you, or if you want to know more about what workout I'm doing, send me a private message or drop a comment. It doesn't need to be every post that I make that statement, but I need to work that in there. All right. So I want you to say to yourself, okay, I need to start making a list of things that I can share on social media so that people know that I have something to offer, I'm knowledgeable, and that I'm also actually leading by example. Okay, so your social media posts, I usually do 2 a day, either Facebook or Instagram, and I usually copy and paste from one to the other. So whatever goes on one pretty much always goes on the other. That's your basics, that's foundational. Now, the next part is your stories, whether it's Facebook stories or Instagram stories. This is really where I get to actually have a peek behind the curtain into your life. So let's say that, daily life, people always want to know, like, the workouts, right? So I always try to video little clips of my workouts, and it's not hard to video yourself. So when I was traveling and I was in New York City over the weekend, all I did was play my workouts on my laptop in the gym. And then I just propped my phone up on my computer screen and it was facing me, and I recorded myself doing the workout. It wasn't hard. I didn't have any fancy gadgets. And then on Instagram, because I use Instagram, if you're in your stories, and if you take your finger and you swipe it over to the left, at the very end it says hands-free mode. And if you just hold your finger on hands-free mode, it'll give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown. And now it's recording, right? And it's going to keep recording for about a minute or so. And when I'm done recording, I just hit that stop button. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow me to like add text to it or post it or whatever I want. So now I can actually showcase my workouts on my Instagram stories, right? And so every day I try to at least have 2 video clips of me working out every day, because I want people to see I'm not just telling you to buy this product from me, I'm using it. I want you to see that today I had to do all my push-ups on my knees, right? I want you to see that, like, this is what the workout looks like, because it intrigues people. They sort of begin to lean in, like, what workout is she doing today? Oh my gosh, like, she's rocking those push-ups. Or they see your body changing over time. Like, people really want to follow that story. So in my workouts, right, I try to make sure I show workout clips every day that I do my workouts. If it's a rest day, I talk about how I take care of my body and what self-care is. Another thing is like daily life. You'll see me with the kids. We do like homework or dinners or traveling. Like, I did a lot of life over the weekend. So that's easy. It only has to be 1. Check it off the box. Products. So my Shakeology, that's a big one. As a new coach, the most questions you're going to get are absolutely going to be on Shakeology. Okay, I'll give you some do's and don'ts. Don't show the bag of Shakeology. Don't use a shaker cup that says Shakeology on it, because what will people do? They will Google whatever product you're using, right? They're going to Google it and they're never going to talk to you. But if you put your Shakeology in a really cool glass and you take a picture of it and you talk about, like, fast food today, I got about 10 million stops, and the old Melanie would have skipped a meal and probably would have gone to Starbucks for a latte and a cake pop, but instead I grab my shake and out the door I go. This will keep me full for the next 3 hours. I guarantee somebody's going to be like, what are you drinking? And now it opens up a conversation. So I do that. You'll see me do Energize. You'll see me talk about Recover. You'll see products in there quite a bit. I'll work that into what I'm doing. Healthy meals. So even if your, portion fix is obvious, how many of you are doing Ultimate Portion Fix? How many of you are going to be doing that? Or To Be Mindset? I know we have kind of one of both. So this is sort of like, what are you learning? If you're learning what the proper portion size of fruit was, and you have an aha moment like, oh gosh, I've been eating way too much fruit, even though it's healthy, I've been eating like 6 servings of fruit a day and I'm only supposed to get 2. That should be a social media post. You should talk about that. You're educating people and kind of giving like a sneak peek into what this program has to offer. Invitation to promote a group, you'll always see I'll have some sort of poll, or would you like more information, or does this interest you? You'll see that in my stories. And then I usually do some sort of like recognition, like shout out to so-and-so for finishing their first workout, or shout out to my hubby for doing, you know, his last workout of, you know, his lift and hit program. So I'll like incorporate stuff in there. And the cool part is stories go away every 24 hours and people really want to watch your life. This is really where I think people get to say like, okay, I'm watching the reality TV show of Courtney. And you might think your life is boring, but I promise you people want to know what you're doing. So this every day, they get to see your routine, they get to see your life, and they get to see kind of what's going on. And this is really what is going to help you create the actual sales for your business. Like as crazy as that may sound, like your stories are going to do it. Because I know when I go to your pages and I look to see who you are, even before you signed up as a coach, I went and looked at your newsfeed, but I looked to see what your stories were. And I totally watched your stories, right? And you watched mine for a very long time. Like I want to know who you are before I'm ever going to let you into my circle. So if you know I'm doing it or you do it, you know everybody else is doing it too. So how are you going to get them to connect with you? It's going to be through sharing sort of those sneak peeks behind the scenes. All right, moving on. The next one under number 2 is respond to all new likes, comments, and views. So social media is social, and we want to make sure we're using the platform appropriately. And so, you know, when somebody drops you a comment, make sure you comment back. So if somebody says, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You look fabulous. Instead of just sending them a private message, comment and say to the person, thank you so much for your comment. Like I was nervous to share my transformation so far, or I was nervous to put myself out there. You don't know how much your support actually means to me. Say that in a comment, and then then you can go private message them also. Okay. When I say respond to all new likes, comments, or views, this also is a trigger for me that if I sit here and go, well, I don't have anything to respond to, because maybe nobody's commenting on your post or nobody's liking your post, that's a really good indicator that I'm not asking them to engage with me. So that being able to check that box also makes me say, am I actually calling them to act in a certain way? So I'll sometimes go back and read my post again and say, oh yeah, I didn't tell them what I wanted to do with that post. I just made the post and that was it. So now I need to say like, hey, what would you do? Do you like regular milk or chocolate milk, right? Like I'll start asking a question. Do you like cardio or strength training? Do you like dress A or dress B? I'm going on vacation this summer. So like engaging your people, even if you have 1 follower or 500 followers, is important. So this response to likes, comments, and views is a checkbox, but it's also a really good call to think about whether or not I'm actually giving people a reason to engage with me in comments. All right. Okay. And then inviting people to your challenge group. Every day, the goal is to invite a minimum of 5. So one of 2 things. You can either say, I'm going to run my own challenge group through the Challenge Tracker app or through Facebook, or you can partner with your coach and co-run a group together. If you've been a coach for more than 3 months and you have more than 3 challengers, you're going to run your own group. All right. Like I really want you to say that. Like I say, because I want you to be seen as the leader as soon as possible. But when you're in the new stages and you're just getting started, you can co-run it with me. And basically that means I'm going to do the bulk of the work. I'll have the daily post, but you're going to interact like you're a challenger, and anybody you add in there, you're responsible for touching base with those people. All right. So I'm running, just to give you like, yes, you can invite to my group. So right now I have that Ultimate Portion Fix lifestyle group, that UPF group that I've got going on. And we're doing the 21-day fix for the month of March, right? On March 18th, anybody that buys Ultimate Portion Fix, I will actually move them into an Ultimate Portion Fix challenge group. So then we will do the Ultimate Portion Fix together, and we'll do the live stream of 21-day fix and Fix Extreme. So that's what I am currently advertising for right now, because that is also the product that is launching. So you're going to see me talking a lot about that through the month of March. So it's up to you if you want to run that group, be a part of that group with me, or you can do your own thing. But that's what I'm working towards when I'm talking to people, is I'm getting them enrolled with a challenge pack. Most likely, hopefully, Ultimate Portion Fix is what I'll be talking about, and that's the group they'll be going into for this month. All right, so I'm going to invite, and I'm going to start with my warm market. Guys, you should be able to get your first 3 people like this. By the end of this week, if you are focused on the right activities, you should be able to get 3 people, okay? So I want you to say to yourself, who are my people I'm going to reach out to right away? And you're going to reach out to those people. You're going to say, who trusts me already? And who do I know that wants to get in shape, that's talked about wanting to lose weight? Who do I know that's like getting ready to go on a vacation? Who do I know that tries every fad diet out there and never seems to get results? Like, who can I send a message to and connect with and say, let's hold each other accountable? Want to be in this accountability group? I mean, even if you text message them every day, or even, like, think about, how can I help somebody get started on their journey? That's what I want you to focus on, right? And then in the meantime, we're building all of these other things in the background. And then number 3, down here, it says get people results. Contributing to your challenge group should be you checking in right now. So this should be you going into the challenge group and actively participating every day, posting your workout, doing your food log at this point, and then recognizing achievements. That will be once we start getting our customers, you'll start recognizing their achievements and getting started and all of that good stuff. All right. And then personal development. So the last thing on this list is to do personal development. So as a new business owner, I never did personal development, but can you guys see behind my desk here? If I do this, can you see all these books that are on my shelf here, like over here? And then if I were to flip my computer screen around, you would actually see 2 bookshelves that are full of books. You will see on my computer that I have audiobooks downloaded. Every free second that I get, I'm listening to something to improve myself. I'm listening to, when I first started coaching, I had no idea what it meant to build a business. So I always recommend Go Pro by Eric Worre. Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect, is like the very first book you're going to read, because building a business kind of looks like this. It looks like I signed up, and it's not a straight shot to success. Building a business is like I signed up, and it's like this. It's this like messy middle. This is what it looks like, right? And sometimes I take 4 steps back, and then I take 2 steps ahead, and then sometimes I take a big jump ahead and then a half a step backwards. Like, the road to success is never a straight line. Never. And people do tell you no. Like, I remember the day I signed up to coach, I was like, everybody's going to want to buy 21 Day Fix, and everybody's going to do this program with me. Like, I'm going to post my results and everybody's going to buy from me. And then, yes, people were excited for me. People were like, oh my gosh, you look amazing. How did you do it? Tell me more. I need to lose weight. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need. And slowly but surely, I started going through all of the messages, right? And it was like, oh yeah, I can't afford that. Oh yeah, I've got a gym membership. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm just going to use up this other stuff I have over here before I buy something else. And my super excited self deflated down to this tiny little crumpled balloon that you would throw in the garbage, right? Like that, I was deflated, completely deflated. Had I not read The Compound Effect, I would have quit. Had I not plugged into my coach trainings and got on team calls and listened to the fact that this happens to everybody, I would have thought I was the only one that couldn't sell a challenge pack in the first 24 hours that I had signed up as a coach, right? I needed to know that being rejected and told no was a part of the process, but it's not about what you do once in a while. Like I used that example at the beginning about your checking the mirror for your abs, after you do 1 workout and then 2 workouts. Like I understood that this was a process, that it's not about what I do once in a while. It's what I do repeatedly over time that's going to build success. So every day, even if it's 5 chapters of a book, or 5 pages, sorry, 5 chapters, not 5 chapters, 5 pages of a book, if it's an audio, if it's the National Wake Up Call, if it's our team call, I just want to encourage you to remember that your mindset is what is going to be the predictor of your success. More often than not, it's actually what you tell yourself is going to be why you succeed or why you fail. All right, so that's really powerful. So I'll challenge you to say, I gave you The Compound Effect and Go Pro by Eric Worre, but there are a bazillion books out there that you can read, and I'm happy to give suggestions on those if you've read those 2 books already, but that's where I would encourage you to start with, are those 2. And I still refer to them all of the time, even now. All right. And then at the bottom here, it says like my weekly business results, my number of new followers, my number of challengers, and my SC points. Like, keep track of it. So just like our fitness, we have to track our containers or track our to be mindset, right? Every single day. And what does that do? It reveals our trends. It shows us the honest to goodness truth of what we're putting in our mouth. And we know we're losing weight or we're not losing weight based on the choices that we make. And it's the same thing in our business. Our choices, our daily activities determine whether or not we reach the level of success we desire. And every day we can look back at this tracker and we can say yes or no. I did it or I didn't. And that will be the future determination of your success, right? So I'm gonna allow you guys to ask a few questions. So if you have them, this will be a good time to start, getting ready to type them. But I want to recap very quickly. Your first week in your business is trial and error. It's like riding a bicycle for the first time. When you take those training wheels off, you're thinking about your balance, you're thinking about pedaling, you're thinking about not running into the mailbox, right? When you're riding a bike, like think about your kids, right? And what happens the first time you ride a bike? You're thinking about all these things and inevitably you fall over. And what do? What does your parents do? They go, it's okay, brush it off. You're okay, let's get back on and let's ride again. And you get back on and you get a little further this time before you fall off. And so it's really clunky and you're thinking about all the different pieces that go into riding a bike, balance and direction and pedaling. But the more you practice, the better you get. And before you know it, you get on the bike and you ride to the stop sign without even thinking about it. So this first week is going to feel like the first time you took the training wheels off your bike and you started to ride. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be trial and error. You're going to make some mistakes, but I want you to make the mistakes because that's how you're going to learn how to rock the business. The training, the Coach University, that's your resource. You go in there, you read the lesson, you do. Right? And that's your hub. When you need to know how to do something, you go in there. Everything from how to invite, how to talk about a challenge pack, what is Success Club, how to get to Emerald, how to do follow-ups. Everything is in there. Everything's in there for you. I just need you to take that leap of faith and start actually doing the things on this business activity tracker because this is what's going to help you be successful. And then every week we'll come back here on Mondays and we're going to talk about it. How did it go? Let's troubleshoot. Let's go through some of the things that you're getting hung up on. Let me help you make sense of it as you're going through and doing the activities on a daily basis. All right? So that's what I want you to do. We're going to launch our business and we're going to practice the heck out of this business activity tracker for the next 7 days. And you are going to celebrate and you're going to let me know when you sell your first challenge pack so that I can celebrate you in the page too. All right? Because it's a big deal and you guys are going to do amazing and you are going to rock this business. All right, so questions. What questions do you guys have? Now's your time. You can either unmute or you can put it in the chat bar. What do you got? Is anybody typing at the moment so I know not to move on? No? Was this helpful? Yes? Okay, so I've not finished the Coach University yet. That's okay. You don't have to. Today's actually day 1 of the new month. So, and in the Coach University, there's no set time frame you have to do it in. So use it as a guide. Like, okay, I'm at this point in my business, so let me go watch that video. You don't have to do all of the training before you start actually inviting people. All right. So remember that. Like, it's a guide. It's a reference. It's not like I have to do everything before I can move on. All right. Eric Worre is the author of Go Pro. Eric Worre is the author of Go Pro. Yes. And so everybody should be in a challenge group too. So if you're not in a challenge group, make sure you reach out to your coach so you can get plugged in. There was something else that I wanted to tell you guys too, now that I'm thinking about it. What was it? If we sign a coach up after today, will they still be able to jump on these calls? Yes. And everything's always recorded. So you'll see that I'll always send out, I'll always post the recording in the coach training after the fact. It'll always go into the files section. So if you're in the, I have two places you can access information, Facebook and then the website that we have. So under learning in Facebook is where it used to be called units, and Facebook changed it to learning. So now our units is learning, and there's a learning unit that says call recordings. I also email them out after the fact. And I'll post it as an announcement too. So you'll actually be able to go back through all of that stuff. Okay, I'm not in a challenge group. Jacqueline, who is your coach? So I would say number one, ask your coach. So, don't assume that they're not running one. Actually go ask your coach if they're doing, and if they're not, if your coach says to you, I'm not running a challenge group, then you should say to them, so I want to get into a challenge group. Who can I join with? Like, put it back on them to say like, hey, it's your job as my upline to help get my business started. So where am I going? Help me get connected to a challenge group. And if they don't direct you to a challenge group, then you reach out to your Star Diamond upline, the person that's above them. All right. So that's kind of the chain of command you would go in. Should we, Bridget Forrester? Yeah, definitely check with her. Yes, definitely check with her. Should we go through past IG feed? Nope, do not clean it up. You're going to start fresh. And the reason I tell you that, Audra or Aubrey, is because I think it's cool to watch the progression of people as they go through. Because somebody once scrolled all the way back to 2011 when I started coaching and like made a comment on one of those posts, and it brought it back up. And it was like a really good, oh wow, look how far she's come. And people want to see that. People will spend time going all the way back through your stuff. So don't clean it up. How long is too long for writing in a post? I find it hard to keep things concise when trying to explain or share my stories. So Jamie, on Instagram, you have a certain number of characters, so you have to fit it into a smaller amount. On Facebook, you can write it a little bit longer, but your rule of thumb is like 3 paragraphs. Like, you don't want it to be a novel. All right. If you're going to write a novel and you want to over explain it, you want to have a blog. You want to have a website or a blog that you can go into detail. Your Facebook should be, I need to identify the problem. I need to talk about how I'm navigating it, and I need to have a solution in there, right? It should be sort of to the point, emotional. It should have some personal in there, but if it's going to be long, like a chapter of a book, then it needs to be a blog post. So hopefully that helps. So sometimes you got to read back through and delete things out, identify what's important. Again, it's sort of a skill that takes some time, but you'll get better at it as you go. All right. All right, so it is time. We're going to rock our results. We're going to share on social media. We're going to turn in our tracker, and this is a short week. So on Thursday morning, you'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you're going to share that with your coach. Then the next week, you'll share again. Facebook or email is the best way to share your tracker, and make sure you tell your coach what you're proud of this week and what you're working on for the next week. Make sure you tell them those things so they know, oh, this is their focus. Let me help guide them in the right direction. Okay? All right. Helen, you're doing 21-day fix. Oh, I already saw that. Never mind. I went back to the top. All right. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, guys. It's 1 o'clock. Go have a great day. I'll get this recording posted. If you think of questions, let me know. Can't wait to see your launch post. Tag your coach in your launch post, or tag me so that I can give you some love on those posts when you do them, right? I like to be able to give you guys some feedback too. And if you need your coach to review your post before you post it, just send it to them and they can check it out, and you can get that out there. Okay? All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys and can't wait to see you rock it. Take care. Bye.